leading us off, Brandon Beane trades up, forfeits the fourth, pick 130, gives it to Baltimore. We get our guy, cornerback Kaiir Elam, out of Florida. He's a Gator at 23. And I like this pick. I really do. And initially, and I'm being 100% candid, I thought to myself, why do we just give away our fourth round pick to go up 2 spots? And I sat on it, thought about it. I think when Trent McDuffie got drafted, the Chiefs jumped ahead of the Bills and the Cowboys and the Ravens all to do that. And I think Beane got a little spooked. We saw that early run of cornerbacks, earlier, and I think that already installed a little fear in Brandon Beane's head. And then when you saw Trent McDuffie go, Brandon Beane was probably like, oh man, okay, I don't know what Dallas is going to do, but let me go up, get my guy, and draft Kaiir Elam. And then when you saw that happen, the Cowboys used all of their time, right? And this was a draft that I feel like went by relatively fast for the first round. I just saw picks coming in and go. They were just going. And then there was a little bit of a lull with the Cowboys after the Bills selected Kaiir Elam. So let me talk about what I quickly like, what I don't like about this pick. I love that the Bills got good value at a position of need. I think the ceiling is really, really high with Kaiir Elam. What I, quote-unquote, don't like, again, is the fact that we traded a fourth-round pick when we might have not had to do that, not needed to do that. But what am I saying? Like, right, who knows who we would have gotten in the fourth? Maybe we would have traded back and got more sixes because Brandon Beane loves his sixth-round picks. So I personally don't know, but in general, I'm just happy with cornerback Kaiir Elam.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, where my initial thought was, like, I really didn't want to give up that fourth-round pick. Beane's had success in the fourth round. But looking at it, kind of what you talked about there, making sure that you got your guy with a team this talented. Fourth-round pick, yeah, I'd love to have it around, but with such a glaring need at cornerback.
Yeah, it's a fourth.
Yeah, in hindsight, looking at it, yeah, I was bummed at the time. But making sure that you went up and got your guy and didn't play games with it, with such a glaring position of need, I'm totally okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that listens to the show knows that I was an Andrew Booth guy, and I have to think that with him coming in for a top 30 visit, I feel like there had to be something that the medical staff wasn't comfortable with him there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we probably would have stayed at 25 and taken our pick of Elam or Andrew Booth. But I think in particular with Trey White coming back from that ACL and knowing that you're going to need this guy on the field, there's no point in playing games and taking chances. And yeah, you drafted a great talent in Booth, but he also can't suit up week one, and we're in the same spot. So I think Kaiir Elam has a very high ceiling. I think his floor, he's going to have some rookie moments, but I think the floor, I think his floor is at least Levi Wallace, so that kind of automatically improves it.
Yeah.
And that's
cost control for 5 years.
Right. And it's somebody that would probably slot in to be a number one cornerback in a lot of places. And once we have Trey healthy, he's going to be the number two. So,
yeah, where he can definitely exceed in that role.
Right. And all around, I think it upgrades the secondary. You still have Jordan Poyer and Micah Hyde back there. Mm-hmm. Hopefully this pass rush is getting after the quarterback more with Von Miller. So I think you're looking at a defense that was already the number one defense. You add a guy like Von Miller, you add help in the secondary, and I think it's coming up cherries on top there.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed from Kaiir Elam's tape, and I just YouTube Kaiir Elam highlights. Like I don't break down draft picks. I don't watch the draft like I don't prepare for the draft like that.
Non-professionals.
Yeah, non-professionals by day or by night, podcasters by night. Let me make that very clear. So one thing I noticed, and I could be wrong, is that Kaiir is in Florida. They just said like, "Yo, man up this guy, do that." So he's really good at press coverage. One thing that I think, if I'm trying to forecast some issues with Kaiir, is that he's pretty handsy. Kind of like when Tre'Davious White was coming out. They said, like, you know, he'll probably get called for a little holding and whatnot. And if you watch Kaiir Elam's tape, you'll see him grab jerseys or grab, like, the inside of the pads a little bit just to make sure that the wide receiver doesn't have that much separation from him. Now, that's probably going to get called in the NFL, but these are very teachable things. That's easy to fix. And I think Kaiir has the knowledge and the bandwidth to play really strong in his zone coverage. So I think that the Bills are betting on, like, hey, I think this guy can play zone, and if we want to switch and play a little more press man, Bills, then this guy has shown the propensity to do that.